It's pretty fun. Is it a game I want in my collection? Not necessarily. I'm sorry. I'm like doing all this, and Mary Kate's just like getting triggered right now.
I'm so triggered. I'm like, I thought
fun.
we want to be friends with people, Devin.
Oh, yeah, I am friends with people. It's a fun game. Hey, I'm Devin.
And I'm Mary Kate.
And we're picking up pieces.
A channel all about board game pieces.
And how to pick them up. And in today's video, we're going to be going over all the games we played in August, which equals out to be 17 total.
Yeah, we played a bit less games in August than we have for the past few months, and I think that's just because our schedules have changed greatly this month, just with me being a teacher and going back to work and all that jazz.
And then we had Gen Con, which was just busy, just a bunch of different things. So how many total plays did we have? I have no idea. I'm trying to think, how many different games total did we play? 17. We know that one. Which one did we play the most? Sea salt and paper. Do I know any other stats off the top of my head?
No.
I don't think I know any other stats off the top of my head.
I thought you were in charge of looking up stats.
I am exhausted. So, we're going to go over the 17 different games we played from the beginning until the end, and then the games that we forgot about that was in the middle somewhere.
That's exactly what's happening.
So, that's how the list is going to be organized for your viewing pleasure. So, let's go ahead and start it off. Book of Time. Number 1. Mary Kate did not play that game.
Yep, I did not, so I'm not going to say anything about it.
I played it. Good old Philip, met him, board and dice, straight out of Poland, Philip is. Is it a good game? It's an okay game.
I can't believe you just said that on the internet.
I love you, Philip. It's so pretty much how it works out is that it's almost like Wingspan. Like the books in front of you are the three different levels of tableaus that Wingspan has. What? You got a problem? You got it. And so you're building up that book, and so it's kind of building up just like, again, a unique book that you have. In the game, whenever I see advertised and me going into it, I'm thinking more of almost like a Civ game because it's books of time. It's like I feel like I'm making books that are going to be changing history, and that's not how the game feels at all. It's just very like, what's the word? Abstract, the theme hooked onto it, besides the fact that you actually have books, which is a really cool, unique idea. I think it's a great intro level game to get people into the hobby because they'll see it and like, oh, that looks really unique.
It does look really cool. And
maybe we'll get in there. Again, it's not necessarily intro on light level, but there's always games I think you can play with people that are a little bit heavier than they're expecting, as long as it has a good theme and also a cool idea, and I think this does it. Is it a game that I feel like I need to have in my collection? No.
But we do have it.
But we do own it. And it is a good game. It's a solid game. It sounds like I'm like trashing it. I'm not meaning to. I really like Philip a lot, and I think the game is pretty solid. It's a decent game. I think it's a good game to start playing with people. But I think I would rather be playing Wingspan, personally, between the two. And so that's just how I feel about it.
I have nothing to add because I've not played it.
Mary Kate may love it, and then you have a different feel. All right, number 2, Barcelona. Another board and dice game that I was teaching a lot of. You guys are probably tired of me talking about it because of Gen Con. And so, Barcelona.
This video is going to be so chaotic.
I love Barcelona. So, Mary Kate just played it for the first time a couple of days ago.
And it was really fun. I liked it. I had no idea what I was doing, and I got completely destroyed. But that was expected.
Yeah, Barcelona, I mean, it definitely favors people who's played it before, so you know how to strategize. It's so cool how the action selection works in that game, where you're putting down workers in an intersection, and then you do all the actions that meet up at the intersection.
That actually is really similar to the action selection of a game you don't like as much.
What game?
It is very similar to the action selection of Targi, where you set your worker in the intersection and you do the things that align with
I did not make that connection, but yeah, it's very much like that. Targi, don't care for that one as much, but Barcelona is really fun. I mean, it's just points on top of points. Like the very first turn you take on that game is so many points. It's so much so that you feel like you're doing like a middle turn in another game. As long as you do it right. I mean, you can do
I got no points for a few turns.
Which,
So.
if you're doing that, just know you're playing Barcelona wrong, okay? That's not how you play board games in Spain, apparently. Danny Garcia, designer. He knows how to make board games. All right, Barcelona, number 2. Number 3, Three Ring Circus.
I've not played this game either.
It's pretty fun. Is it a game I want in my collection? Not necessarily. I'm sorry, I'm like doing all this and Mary Kate's just like getting triggered right now.
I'm so triggered. I'm like, I thought we want to be friends with people, Devin.
Oh, yeah, I am friends with people. It's a fun game. It's a good game. People were really pumped up about it because it's like, oh, there's not very like circus themed games where it is just all about circus, if that makes sense. And so people were pumped up about it, played it. I still don't feel like it has circus theme on it, but it doesn't make me feel like I'm running a circus. So pretty much you're just going around in a circle with your traveling circus, and you're trying to get more points than everyone else. I would play it if other people want to play it, but it's not something I necessarily desired to like have it. If I find it on sale, I'll probably get it. It's a good, solid game.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Is the circus theme of Three Ring Circus more embedded than the 2 circus games we have?
So the Magnificent is one of them.
Oh, the 3 circus games.
What's the other one?
3 circus theme games we own. The Magnificent. Bake Top.
Okay.
And very loosely, but still considered a circus theme.
I might disagree with you.
Scout.
Oh, is it more than that? I guess it's more than that, but again, nothing about it is like make me feel like I'm running a circus. You're just traveling, and then you're trying to recruit people. So I guess that's a little bit like Scout, where you're just recruiting cards that have circus people on it, and then you're adding them to your show. So again, like it's used mechanically and artwork wise, but nothing about it is making me feel like it. And including in any of the circus games that we own.
Interesting. Yeah, none of the circus games we own feel like circus.
Yeah.
But I like all of the games that we own. Yeah,
all the games we own, fun. Period, or all the circus games we own?
The circus games.
All right, good job clarifying. My brain
stopped in the middle of that.
Number 4, Tiger and Dragon.
I have played this one.
Oh, we played this one a good bit, and we really like Tiger and Dragon.
Yes, it's very fun. I think that out of the parts that we've played of it, I like playing it 2-player more, but I want to play the 4-player 2v2.
I really want to play that. It almost feels a little bit like Spades, and I've talked about that in the unboxing video, but it's not a trick-taking game. It's the only game we own that has Mahjong tiles. It's really fun. It feels so nice just picking up those tiles, playing them down, and everything like that. Have them just lay down in front of you. So since we don't own any other games like that, it gives us a unique feeling whenever we're playing it. We played that game a good bit. I've played it at least 6 to 7 times already.
Yeah, we've played it a few times.
I kind of like I have to like, okay, I gotta slow down or I'm gonna get burnt out on the game, you know, because if you play games too often, that'll happen, just like with anything on life. So Tiger and Dragon, fun. Going from there to the most played game, Sea Salt and Paper, where I'm definitely hitting pause on that because I can already tell like I'm getting a little bit burnt out. But
well, you've played it like 12 times this month.
At least 12 times in this
played it a lot,
and that's like within a 2 to 3 week span. You know.
Yeah.
It is so good.
It is a fantastic game.
That game, love it.
Us getting it made me very proud of myself for my game scouting taste.
Yeah, most of the time I'm scouting out the games, and then Mary Kate's like, "Oh, there's another game. I guess we have to play it." Sea Salt and Paper though is so good.
It's really good.
It is so fun. It's so easy to play. So this whole week, this whole month, I feel like we've been exhausted and tired, and we haven't been wanting to play really hard, in-depth games. Yeah. And so we've just been busting out easy games to get to the table, and Sea Salt and Paper is that to a T, and it has such a rewarding feeling. Like, it's a little bit like Rummy. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. It's a little bit like Rummy, where how the round set out is that at the end of every round you get points, and then whoever gets to the total points first wins the game. So you do multiple rounds, and then the round ends whenever someone meets the end requirements and then gets those points. That's true. I hadn't really thought about it running like Rummy. Yeah. And so for me, I was raised up on playing Rummy. That was definitely a card game that I loved playing. And so it's just that feel, and it's that nostalgic feel for me that I just like. It kind of probably elevates the game higher than what it is. Even though I don't know if that, like, the game is so good. The game is so good. It is so good. So I don't know me saying that. Just me, like, I think I like it more than maybe other people. Even though I think a lot of people love the game. Yes. So, it's a really good game. It is so good. Definitely buy it. I mean, it is like $10 to $15. I don't mind spending your money on $10 to $15 card game. So, Sea Salt and Paper, that was number 5. Number 6, Davy Jones' Locker, The Kraken Wakes.
Ooh, this was fun.
Go for it.
So Davy Jones' Locker, The Kraken Awakes. Basically, you're being pirates and you're going around strengthening your crew, hiring people, getting stuff, upping your stats on your own little stat board, and it's a co-op game. Because then, all of a sudden, boom, the Kraken awakes, and you flip the board over, and you start phase 2 of the Kraken trying to kill you, and you trying to kill the Kraken.
It is a really fun game. We don't own another pirate-themed game, I don't think.
No,
that is the only one. And I feel like pirate games are pretty common, and somehow we don't own any other ones.
Yeah, but this game made me feel like a pirate.
It feels very much like a pirate. I like it a lot. Again, it's just straight up like Ameritrash, where you're having to roll dice and just do a whole bunch of stuff. The only other game we have like this, I mean, we own a couple now, but the one that's more like it is Nemesis.
Yeah. Because you're going around trying to do your own thing, also working together with people or against
It's not an ongoing story. You can set it up, play it, and finish it within one night, and then every time you play it, it's just like that. And I enjoy that because it makes it more likely that we're going to get it to the table and play it more often. I enjoyed it. I think for me, the biggest ding against the game, which isn't necessarily, it's not like a huge game ding based off of mechanic wise. It's more like setup. It takes so much time to set up because there's so much going on. And then not only that, but there's a second setup phase whenever you have to flip the whole board over and then reset up the whole game again. So you have to set up this game twice. I enjoy the game. I like it a lot. I'm happy we own it. And just know that before buying the game.
Yeah. I would say we have only played it once, so it could be that once you're more familiar with it and you've played it more times, you can do that whole thing way faster.
That's a good caveat.
The first time just took a bit of time, and we haven't played it since, not because we don't like it, but just because it's kind of long and we've been tired. Yeah.
So definitely, for sure, agree with that. Great caveat. I recommend the game.
It's really fun. I had a lot of fun playing that game.
And I really enjoy meeting up Zach and Katie, meeting them at Gen Con. Talked to them only for a little bit, and it was good getting to know them. First time publishing company, making this, and this is the only game. They're going to do another Kickstarter for the expansions later on. I want to support them. I like the game, and so that's what I have to say about Davy Jones' Locker. Number 7? Yeah.
I don't know.
Well to Look, another Oink game that we've played. What's your thoughts about Well to Look?
Well to Look, so we played it at 2, and 2 is probably the worst player count to play this game at.
Yeah.
Because it is really, it doesn't look like it's going to be mechanically, but at its core, it's more a social deduction game. You have these tiles out, and on your turn, you can flip it over and look at what the number is. And you're trying to put your little boats at either the intersection where you have the highest number, where the most fish are, or the intersection where it's the lowest number. But you can't flip over nearly all of them to figure out where to go. So you're kind of looking at what other people are doing and their reactions to the numbers they've looked at. As well as what you know, and trying to deduce where is the best spot to go. It was okay.
I mean, it was at 2. Again, I make hate it was right whenever she said we need to play this at more players. It's an incomplete grade. I can't talk. I don't know enough about the game besides that one play to say, oh, is it good? Is it bad? 2, again, it was okay. I can see why some people might like it at 2.
Yeah.
But for us, I think at more plays, it would be more fun.
Yeah, it just felt like it felt like everything was just an incomplete guess. Like I felt like I didn't have enough information and I was just kind of guessing the whole time.
But I think Well to Look is going to do that regardless.
I guess that's true.
That's the whole point of the game. That's the whole social deduction part of the game. But in social deduction games, it's more fun playing a social deduction game with more people.
I like the little pieces, your tiny little tourists and your tiny little boats. So I'm willing to give it another try.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's one game. It's just in the same box size as a Scout. So it's easy to get around. And it looks fantastic. So, Well to Look. Next game, Cascadia.
We have liked Cascadia more the more we've played it.
And I think, us saying that, you probably hit that on a whole bunch of other channels. I've always been Carcassonne if I'm going to play a game like that, even though other people don't compare the two. I do. You can get over it.
Yeah.
Cascadia though is really good. So I enjoy playing both of those games now.
Yeah. Yeah, Devin has probably gone on the record saying, I would always choose to play Carcassonne over Cascadia.
I have gone on the record,
Yeah.
and I don't regret saying that because that's how I felt in that moment.
But the more we've played it, especially after playing more games, the more it's like, this is a really good game.
It's really fun. And we played Carcassonne so much that it's just like burnt out on Carcassonne.
Yeah.
Just because of how much I played it. Whereas like, oh, this is nice. It's that similar feel of Carcassonne for me. But
Has
way
a lot
different.
more to think about.
Yeah. So
you think about it in different ways, which is fun.
Yeah. So really like Cascadia. I'm sure you guys have heard about that game a lot. Another game we've played, Big Boss, which is our first stock game that we've ever played.
Yeah. That game was really fun, even though I was terrible at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So we played with other people. It wasn't our game.
Yeah.
And whenever we were playing it, we said that someone else won, but I actually won because I forgot to count up some points. So I wanted to let you all know that I won a game with random people that you guys haven't met before. Big Boss.
In the moment we announced Devin is losing, so
Yeah, Big Boss is really fun. It is really good. I
really
really like buying stocks and games and selling. And I say that, and that was the only one, but I already knew before playing it that was going to be an itch that I really enjoyed scratching. And so I do want to get more stock games because right now we own none.
Yeah, and you just like financial games in general.
Yeah, making more money is mean more better. All right, next one, Dandelions. This is a game that is grown on me a good bit. Yeah.
Like when we first got it, Devin was like, it's okay. And now there's the time and a place where it's like, you just want to play Dandelions?
It's just like 10, 15 minutes and you just, so like, it's, I'm trying to think.
It's not calming.
It's not super thinky, but at the same time it is thinky. So it's a nice level of thinkingness that I do in the game, even though Mary Kate,
I do way less thinking.
Yeah.
I'll do my turn and I'll just be sitting there and Devin will be trying to decide and I'm like, what are you even thinking about? And then he'll do his turn and then I'm like, boop, and then
yeah. Because it's like I think of different possible outcomes of what you can do after I do my turn.
Yeah. Well, apparently I should do that more, but I don't see the need in this game.
You just chuck a whole bunch of dice in the game, and then all those dice are your movements. And so you move that many spaces on the different dandelion spaces.
Yeah.
And
you really, your choice is what order you move in. So.
And then if you land on somebody, you multiply the step of movements that you're going to do by 2.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's more thinky than you think it would be. And at the same time, it's definitely not overbearing. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's only 10 to 15 minutes. And that's what makes it's fun. And I'm happy that I have it. Because at first it's like, it's not this huge, grandiose game. Not all games need to be that. And so I think Dandelions fits a good category for us.
Yeah.
Next game, Splitto.
We played this a few times this month.
Yeah, it's easy to teach people, and then it's really fun. It's just a huge drafting game where everyone has a hand of cards. You pick a card, put it on either side of you, and then move the deck over, cards over. And everyone's doing that every single turn, and so you're scoring the points that are next to you, which is also next to other people. So you're trying to work together with your people next to you.
But you want yours to be combined, because then you multiply the points on the piles on either side of you together to get your final score.
Yeah, so it's a good filler game. Again, not a game that's going to be the highlight of the night, but a game that's going to be really fun and people are going to think a lot about.
And it plays up to 8 people,
which is
nice. A lot. And it's really nice because there aren't really a lot of games that play really high player counts that are that great.
And in saying that, I wouldn't play Splitto with 3 people. I would have to have it at least 4, and I would want at least 5. But I would be willing to play it with 4.
Yeah.
So Splitto is really good. I definitely recommend that card game. Another game we played for the first time, QE.
QE was hilarious.
It is so absurd of what happens in that game. Q recommended QE to me at Gen Con. It is a fun game. It's just crazy. It's just about how much you're willing to spend. And there's other people around the table who are so in the mindset, oh, this is the price that this is going to cost, so I don't need to spend that much over. But what you want to do, you want to be the first person to make the jump to spending a lot of money.
Yeah, but the thing is, in this game, there's no limit on what you can spend ever. You just write it on a blank check, and then you turn it in. So, like, what is a big number is completely relative to what group you're working in.
Like, people might be in the thousands, and I might then go into the millions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I overspend, because then I'm just going to reset the market later.
Yeah, because then when it gets back around to Devin's just over here like, it'll be like, Devin won, Devin won, Devin won,
Yeah,
Devin won. And everyone's looking at the prices, because the only person that gets to see what people bid is the person who's running the bid. And so you're seeing it, and then they're looking and they're going, wow. Okay, then.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Devin won that one, too. And then it gets to Devin, and he's like...
I'll put down $1 trillion.
$1 trillion. And we're all like, what the heck?
Because then all the money that I spent, that seemed like so much money in those early bids, mean nothing. Because it becomes peanuts whenever I spent $1 million, and now this person spent $1 trillion. Because in this game, you don't want to be the one with the biggest bid. Because if you are the one with the biggest bid, you automatically lose.
Yeah, if you've spent the most money at the end of the game.
Yeah. And so, as long as you don't spend more and you get all the tiles so you get more points, you win.
Yeah. So, it seems like there's always someone near the end of the game who decides to run the gamble to put some absurdly large number out there. And if no one ups you, you have to buy it. But always someone ups them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
in our game,
we've only played the game like 3 or 4 times. So,
yeah, but that's happened.
So it's time. Really, it is fun.
It's like stick it to him. No one buy it. Make him have to buy it. Nope, someone buys it.
That's the thing. The whole game is dependent on human nature, but human nature always kicks in. Whereas, like, I have to buy stuff.
Yeah.
So really fun. So happy we own it in our collection. I really like auction games. All right, now we're going to King of Tokyo. Which we played with a family at our church, and I straight up destroyed all of them.
Okay, you say that. I was so close. If I had had a different dice roll, I would have won the turn previous.
Yeah, but did you? Nope, she did not. That was the answer. So I beat like the dad and then multiple little kids. I'm pretty proud of it. Fun game. It was good. I like it. All right.
Side note, King of Tokyo is a game that is fun to play, but you can also play with children. So it's a nice mix for like a family because it's fun for the adults and the kids.
And this family, like, they're a bunch of kids who are raised on board games. So these kids are as good as me at board games.
Yeah. This 10-year-old, like, beat Devin at Dune Imperium.
No joke. No joke. Me. He beat all of us at Dune Imperium, right?
Yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure Andre won that game. Yeah.
I think he did. It was either him or his dad. One of the two. So, really enjoy playing games with them and also enjoy winning King of Tokyo. King of Tokyo is really fun. It's just battle Yahtzee, pretty much. But with multiple players. All right, so that one, King of Tokyo. Now, these are all the games that we forgot to mention that we played at
some point in the middle of this list.
Yep.
Redwood.
Yep.
We talked about Redwood. I was like, I want this game. Got it at Gen Con. Played it for the first time. And it's fun. I mean, it definitely, like, you look at it and you're like, this seems like it could be a bit gimmicky. It is a bit gimmicky. Yeah, but I liked it. It was fun.
It's weird. So if you ever played Micro Macro Crime City, that fits in the board game category, yet it feels more like an activity. Because you're just trying to find Wells Waldo. Can I pronounce that? There we go. In this game where you have multiple steps to find them. In this game, you're trying to take pictures, and all the way you're doing it, it feels like a board game mixed with an activity. Where I would say the Micro Macro just feels like straight up a pure activity that happens to be in the board game category. Yeah. This is a board game and an activity combined together. Yeah. It's weird how to describe how to play it. You have like movement spaces where it's just like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's like this curved little kind of like plastic piece, but like it only goes one way. And you have to look at them at the table, and whatever you're not allowed to swap it out. You have to pick one.
Once you have your hand on one, that's the one you're using for that turn.
And so then you stick out your thing, and you can go in that, like...
direction.
Diameter.
Yeah. And so you just keep going all around your piece. Anyway, and on top of that, not only is it like that with how you move, but also the different lenses you have that can get different animals in your...
So many times I was like, yeah, I'm in a great spot. I'll take this picture and it'll have this animal, and this animal. And I pick a lens and I put it on there and I'm like, no.
Yeah, you think...
My spatial reasoning is terrible, which is not good for this game.
I have good spatial reasoning and I still was off consistently in this game.
But honestly, if it was really easy, it would be
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was not me complaining at
all.
The one thing about the game is probably actually a production issue where it gave us pieces to put in the main board.
Yeah.
And they barely fit. Like, so much so, like, we actually had one of the pieces break whenever we tried to take it off. Because
you have to be really gentle with the ones that... They have, like, these little hexagons that stick out the back, and you stick it on there, and it fits a little tighter than I feel comfortable with.
Just FYI, if you get Redwood, look out for that. Maybe that's just our copy, and that's not the whole look of how all the copies are been. So... Definitely fun. Enjoy that we've played it. So Redwood. Next game, Blood on the Clock Tower. One of our faves.
Yeah.
It's so good.
About it last week.
Yeah, it's so good being able to get a ton of our friends together and playing it. Yeah. And now we have like a monthly meeting where we're having people come over. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it so much.
And Devin storytold.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I guess that was this past time. I storytold for the first time. It's not really my cup of tea. It's storytelling. I love playing the game. Mary Kate loves storytelling. As much as playing, right?
Yeah. Like, it's to the point to where, like, I don't feel comfortable being like, yes. But I don't feel comfortable saying no either. It's in that kind of limbo. See, I really enjoy storytelling. And, like, the last game we played and I storytold, oh my gosh, it was so fun. I got to, like... just the way people were misunderstanding each other, and I got to see it all happen. It was hilarious. It was really fun. Yeah,
and I feel like I'm capable of storytelling. Like, I could do it. I just don't get enjoyment out of it. Like, Mary Kate clearly gets enjoyment out of watching everybody. I feel like I can't keep up with what everyone's saying because I'm so focused trying not to mess up, and that just might be my newness, my ignorance of storytelling. And of course, now we have the top 10 tips for new storytellers. Definitely go check that out if you're wanting to learn more about how you're supposed to run this game.
Yeah.
Blood on Clock Tower, so fun. Can't recommend that enough. All right. Next game we played was Fiction, another all-play game, which is QE is also an all-play game.
Yeah.
So describe Fiction.
Fiction is kind of like Wordle. So think there's someone, they say a word and you're trying to guess. But the thing is, just like on Wordle, how it has the little things that popped up that tell you this letter is in the word, these letters are not in the word, this one's in the word, that's the wrong spot. You have one person running it, and it's a 1 versus many, and you have the other people trying to guess. The person who picks the word, they can lie about one letter every time you guess. And so there's always this sense of, I don't know what's happening because they can lie about it. So you have 3 chances in this game to be able to, like, call them out and see if they're lying. But you have to put the token specifically on one letter. Is this a lie? And they have to tell you, yes, it's a lie, or no, it's not a lie. And that's all. Yeah. So I was kind of... I didn't expect to like this game that much.
But you do.
But I do.
Yeah. Word games are just not my cup of tea. My brain just doesn't work out with words. I'm numbers, equations, figuring out the best possible strategies. Word games is just like, if you play Scrabble with me, you will beat me. I'm so bad at word games. So I knew it wasn't going to be my thing going into it, but I enjoyed playing it with them because everyone else enjoyed playing it. So yeah, definitely, I think what it's doing, it does it really well. So I definitely recommend it for sure. Yeah. So that's Fiction. Next one, and then also the last one, BattleTech, war game that we just happened to get. We were invited to this kind of like board game get together, and there's a couple people that are really passionate about BattleTech, and they want to teach people, and so they taught us how to play. Yeah. Mary Kate liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. Yeah. That's also something more up Mary Kate's alley than mine. Yeah, which is weird. I don't know. I feel a little on the fence about it because on this, at one point,
like war games as a genre, like just the concept of them does not appeal to me. But doing that and moving the little pieces around and like rolling the dice to shoot at stuff, that was fun.
Well, you like dudes on the map games. You just do even though you don't know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I have no issue with stuff that requires lots of dice rolling.
Yeah.
You are notoriously bad at rolling dice, so Devin doesn't like games with lots of dice rolling.
I'm so bad at rolling dice, guys. I'm so bad. It is bad. So yeah, BattleTech, that was our first time playing a war game, I guess. And then also another notable thing, the first month we haven't played Unmatched in forever.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we didn't play until I went through all the games and I was like, oh, we haven't played Unmatched.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we usually get a game in at some point during the month.
Yeah, I mean, we only played 17 games.
Yeah, we didn't play that many. But we played a lot of them multiple times. So
yeah, I guess we also did play Rummy, but
Rummy, yeah. Love Rummy. I listened to me 10 minutes ago. Talked about it a little bit. So, so that is all the games we played during the month of August. Let us know what have been your guys' favorite games played. Let us know if any of the games we've played you like more than us. I'm making this up on the fly, but
thank you for watching our chaotic recap.